Hello, we are Wave. We are a group that created a smart mirror controlled through hand gestures. We have myself, Jacob Poole, we have David Feng, Stephen Nguyen, and Ethan Valdez as well. A little bit about the setup. We have one camera showing our gestures and what we're doing in front of the Kinect, and then we also have the small camera to show the actual display and the screen that's going on. We have a startup script that David will talk about a little bit.
Yeah, so all of our hardware and Bluetooth, Wi-Fi devices are getting initialized on start. So what's happening is we're making sure that all the USBs and Bluetooth connections and all of our individual scripts for controlling the gestures as well as the user interface are all starting up.
So we have the user interface, which is the black background. We also have these two regions of interest with the Kinect display. Ethan will talk a little bit about that.
So these two regions of interest here are actually just boxes where the user can stick their hand and hold up a certain number of fingers, 1 to 5, and it'll correspond to a control signal that'll control our GUI.
So our first screen we have is time and day. So we have our time that's incrementing every single second. It's updating itself, and that will go on to the next screen with that. So I'm going to put a 2 up into this left box to go to the next page. There you go. Clicks to the next page, and it shows weather. So our weather, Stephen will talk about it a little bit.
So the way our weather works is that we're pulling from Yahoo Weather, and it's grabbing the weather for the day as well as a 5-day forecast. So as you can see on screen, it has the current temperature outside, the condition outside, as well as the highest temperature for today and the lowest temperature for today. Down here is also the 5-day forecast, so it shows the weather for the next 5 days as well as the conditions.
So that's our weather. It also has the little icon, which is pretty cool. And we're going to go ahead and go to the next page. Another 2. Oh, that didn't register. It takes a second. There we go. And now we have music. So music is using Google Playlists, Google Music, and it plays, pauses, does everything that a playback feature does. Has previous and skips. And we'll go ahead and play a song right now. It shows a couple things. So it shows first the title of the song, the album or the artist who created the song, and also the album art. And that'll take a second to load up. And there we go. We have our Bluetooth speaker set up as well. That's going from the Pi to the Bluetooth speaker to set up. Let's go ahead and skip to the next song. Set of 3. There we go. Take a second to load. That's using VLC's script to run on the background of VLC while also controlling all the other stuff on the front end. And there we go. Fallout 3 theme song. We'll go ahead and pause that for now. So you pause. And then we'll go ahead and play it again. Continue playing from exactly where it stopped. And we'll go ahead and do previous really quickly. And that skips back to the beginning of the song because it's within the first 5 seconds. If we click it twice fast enough, it'll go back to the original song before this. Oh, it still did the same one. We'll continue having that playing in the background, and then we're going to go ahead and do the next song. Oh, nope, there it went. Cool. It's taking a second to load. We're using our hotspot right now to load all this stuff, so it's taking a good second to load. Now we have our calendar. So our calendar uses Google Calendar to display all the 5 next events for your next 24 hours. And as you can see, we have 3 events right now. If we want to update the events, and it shows time and day, we can go ahead and delete an event. So Stephen, go ahead and delete an event, and we'll come back to that and go ahead and add an event as well, or add 2 events. So Stephen's going to come back to that, and we'll go up to the next one as well, and Dave will talk about lights.
Right, so on board the Raspberry Pi we actually have a RGB strip, and with it we can actually talk to it and communicate. So if I were to turn on the RGB pattern,
there you go.
There you go, the white lights you can see, and then as Jacob goes through it you can actually cycle through the multiple colors, and we can also turn it off and turn it back on. And we also have the ability to enable patterns. So with patterns you can have individually addressable LEDs and create more vivid gestures and stuff.
So go ahead and back to the other page and show really quickly. There we go. We got some updates, we got study in there. We've already had lunch with our parents, and lastly we'll finish off by going back to the music. Continues to keep the update of the music on there and showing everything that's going on. And that's about all our project. We have one last thing, which is the button Dave will talk about.
So we actually have a kill switch implementation. So let's say you're in the bathroom and you want to make sure that the camera's turned off. You want to make sure none of it's working at all. There's a hardware button, so if Jacob was to raise his hand right now, it would actually freeze. And now, like, even if I have things in front of the mirror, anywhere around it, nothing's happening. It's just totally stopped that script, and only until I resume it does it presume again.
Cool. That's our project. Thank you.